Hey there boys and girls, this is your friendly warlord Oren, and in this video we're gonna talk about some of the spots you can go to level up on Skelth. Quick note before we begin, I'm looking for people interested in letting me record their party and solo play. I think would be much better to show different spots in action rather than have a high level walk over them. If anyone's interested, just leave me a message here or Discord, or you can find me in the game. Okay, so let's see what we've got. First on the list is abandoned camp. Now, why abandoned camp? There's several reasons for that. The first one being, if you're a dwarf, you can spoil varnish and steel here, which are expensive materials, and that's especially varnish, high probability to spoil it. You're gonna make a lot of money here if you do. Second reason is that you can farm double HP mobs inside the camps. So there's no need to move, there's no need to waste time chasing mobs. Just stay inside the camp, kill the commanders, and level up. It's great for soloing. And the third reason is that because the mobs are so weak here, you can actually run a AoE party with mages. You need one or two mages, you need a tank, and you need someone to heal. And just set up somewhere, make trains of 25 mobs, and you can kill it at once. It's a really nice way to level up, and it's also fun for mages to blast, and it's really enjoyable. And if you feel like you can also pull the camps. Just be careful. Next up we have Orc Barracks, and this one is really cool because the weakest mob here, the doggies, can spoil CBP, which is like 5000 Adina apiece, so it's very worthwhile for spoilers. Then you can also spoil Blessed Spiritual D recipe here. Also, all the mobs are double HP, and soloing here is really nice. And on top of that, you can also run a mage AoE on this hill here. Just set the mages here and let the tank pull everything in front of the hill and just kill everything. It's a bit harder, but more XP. If you've got a spear, you can also do melee AoE. All you need to do is pack the mobs well into a tree or like a good corner or a rock, and it's really easy to kill. You just need to be careful, and you need to have someone actively healing you. I remember that I really liked pulling to these two rocks here. It was really nice, but back then there was a high level mage here PKing everyone. Jabba, I still remember you, my friend. Come back. I'm not gonna hurt you. Anyway, next to Orc Barracks is a nice archer spot, Windy Hill. Go check it out. It has all the mobs have weakness to bow, and they also drop weapons, so you might get lucky, who knows. Just be careful, cause they cast some nasty spells there, and you might get wrecked and drop your shit. Don't do that. Moving on to Ant Nest, it's a spot you can go to if you have a spear, and you need the bow to be able to pull all the mobs. You also need to know that this is a spot that's mainly for XP. It's got a lot of ants here, so you can pull, and also it's great because there's two sides to the spot, which means that you can basically pull non-stop. You can pull one side, kill it, then you don't need to wait for the mobs to respawn. You can just continue to the other side and pull that one. What you need to be careful is that there's more ants here than you can actually kill, and you just need to find what's the right amount for you can kill, because the healer is gonna have a hard time healing through all of the damage you're going to be taking. So start low, start with not that many ants, and continue adding to the train until it's comfortable with the XP and the difficulty of the kill. So experiment with that. Don't start with one big train because you will die. And when I died here, I dropped my brand new glaive. So don't really repeat that mistake. Another thing you should be careful about is one of the sites has larvas, which do poison, so you basically should avoid touching those at all. Like when you move through the room, just pull all the aggro mobs. Don't use auto attack on anything, and just pass by that. Don't pull it. There is no notable drops here, just a straight up XP spot. You can level up really quickly here. You're basically gonna make a dinner from a lot of killing a lot of mobs, but there is no special drop you can get here. A final point to make is that there's two entrances to Ant Nest, so be careful to pick the right one. This one is from Gludio. You teleport entrance to the Ant Nest, otherwise you're just gonna get lost. Now for something more simple, in execution grounds there's this spot that has a lot of near crawlers and corpse trackers. And the corpse trackers are basically mobs that spawn extra mobs when they die. It's not always, but when they do, they spawn guardians, which are mobs that give a lot of XP. So every bat you see here, you should be killed, and then the extra spawns should be killed. And as you can see, there is like a lot of mobs here that you can kill, and then they're also easy to kill. So I advise you to use this spot. I used it on my mage, and the nice thing is that in classic you can actually continue killing blue mobs, light blue mobs, because they still give like 80% of the XP, which means that I basically stayed here for a very long time on my mage, made a lot of easy XP, like one-shotting mobs. So basically it's a nice spot if you want something easy and if you want to make profits, tiny profit from killing mobs, so without spending too much shots on them. Another easy spot is Plains of Dion, and here you can find some double HP mobs and generally easy mobs to kill, so you should check this out. I farmed this a lot. Some of the mobs here, like the wolves and the bugbears, drop top no grade weapons. I had at least a couple of them drop to me, and also there is a archer spot nearby which is really nice, and I used it leveling alts there really quickly. There's a lot of eyes there. The only thing that should be noted is that they also cast nukes, so you should be careful not to get nasty crits and die, so be careful. Also nearby is Cruma Marshlands, and this is a great spot for basically every class, so you could be a mage, you can be an archer, you can still come here, and the mobs are easy enough to kill. I also got D-grade drops here, even D-grade weapon drop here, so it's definitely worth it. It's really relaxing. The only thing here that you should know is that there are ants that poison, the red ants, so bring some herbs with you to remove the poison, and that's pretty much it. In my opinion, it's better to stick to the outside of the marsh, simply because the mobs are much easier to kill, and so that means you're gonna be making a lot more profits than the mobs closer to the tower, which are pretty nasty in my opinion, and it's not worth it to farm there. The last spots I'm going to show you are at Plains of the Lizardmen. It's one of the best low level solo spots because the shamans, warriors and overlords spawn guardian mobs on that. I soloed here as a mage between 35 and 40 and it went really quickly. It was also profitable too because the mobs drop a lot of Adina. And just teleport from Oren and move in the direction I'm showing you. The other way leads to weaker mobs, and there's a lot of mobs but they don't spawn guardians, and you won't make as much XP as you would on this one. Also avoid Lord of the Plains unless you're in a party. It has aggro, and if you touch it the whole pack will attack you and you're gonna get in trouble. There's also several spots you can make spear AoE here. I'm going to show you the easiest in my opinion. When pulling here you basically have to avoid the shamans and you can take everything else. The mobs are double HP, so you don't need to pull that many and you can safely XP like this. The place used to be really crowded, but now most people are higher level and all the mobs should be free. It's even easier if you can come here with a warlord who can stun the mobs, you can pull a lot more. But as with everything else, you should experiment a bit, start with less mobs until you can do it more comfortably, and you will manage to make very good numbers here. These were all the spots I picked for today's video. I hope they will be useful to some of you. Lineage 3 is a huge game and there are many spots you can go to, but these are just some of the ones I've experienced. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you're interested in more videos of Skelth, keep checking out my channel. See you next time.